Okay, y'all. So the first thing I want to say is the video I'm going to be showing you is authorized under the Fair Use Copyright Act. So under fair use, you are authorized to use certain parts of the videos. Okay, I'm going to show you this. This is about a mom that killed her four children. And this is not a, I think it's four children. We'll find out. However, this is not a race thing because African American moms and European American moms are murdering their children. And so we want to learn from this. Um, One thing I can say, and this may be, I'm defending African American women, you can call it what you want. And I'm just speaking to the true heart and soul of a black woman. When an African American mom kills her children, she's sick. Okay. She's sick. When a European American mom kills her children, she's sick. However, it is clear. Look at this lady. This lady's sick. I mean, no question is actually sick, but listen to it. And remember, fair use.
Guilty on multiple counts. A judge reached a verdict today saying Shanithia Gardner was able to appreciate the culpability of her actions when she stabbed her four young children to death.
This verdict rejects her defense team's argument that she was insane at the time and wasn't fully aware of her actions. WREG's Shay Arthur spoke with prosecutors about the case.
Really, this case came down to what was Gardner's mental state at the time of those killings. It's a heartbreaking case that has gripped so many across the Mid-South for several years now. Today, prosecutors in the case telling me they're pleased with the verdict.
And we're really happy to get justice for Yazi, Savi, Sai, and Talon.
4 little lives, a 5-month-old, 2-year-old, 3-year-old, and 4-year-old, brutally taken by their mother, Shanithia Gardner, in 2016. Gardner looked down, emotionless, as Judge James Lammy read his decision. The verdict was Lammy's to make, as Gardner did not have a jury trial. Judge Lammy acknowledging he believes Gardner does have mental illness, but did not believe she was going through a psychological episode at the time of the murders. Her defense team argued she was, that as a paranoid schizophrenic, she thought her children were about to be raped and tortured, and that ultimately killing them would help them. To you, what was the biggest piece of compelling evidence that she knew what she was doing?
We felt that we've always said that she has mental disease generally. We felt that she knew what she was doing on this day because of all the domestic conflict that she'd had with her husband.
See, it's always like this for African American men and women. And this has just been an ongoing thing in the judicial system. When a black man and woman does something, we can't be crazy. But when a white man and woman does something, traditionally, oh, she or he was insane. Not always do they get away with it either. But, okay, let's look at the European American gentleman that had his 14-year-old son at the gun range. And his son ended up getting shot on accident. Or what they call an accident. But no, it's no accident. When you take your 14-year-old little boy to the gun range, it is expected that something bad could come out of that. However, the problem is with white privilege, they're more concerned about the parents getting off. And I know that dad is grieving. I mean, he made a horrific decision. He made a bad choice having his son anywhere near a gun range, right? But that's not on purpose, though. That's an accident. I mean, what's the accident? Was he drunk or high when he took them there? What's the accident? But I'm telling you, on God's creation, this lady, look at her. She's ill. Not just ill, under spiritual attack. Because see, we diagnose spiritual attacks as mental illness. Sometimes it's a chemical imbalance of the brain or something like that, but many times it's a spiritual attack. Okay, so we gotta start checking on these kids more, because at the end of the day, it takes a village to raise a child. And my viewpoint is, when something like this happens, the relatives and friends, I mean, there had to be red flags, but I promise you, this woman stabbed her 4 children to death, and they're saying she's schizophrenic. So see the biasness in this? She's schizophrenic, but she's not mentally ill. Okay, so she can be diagnosed in the system, but she's not mentally ill. Isn't schizophrenia, quote unquote, a mental illness in America? I mean, it's a mental illness, right? So why in her case is she not considered to be mentally ill? I don't get this. But see, she doesn't get a chance to get white privilege. So the good thing is, these European American lawyers are making sure that they defend these kids that were murdered. But in the 14-year-old European American boy, where unfortunately his dad accidentally shot him at the gun range, the accident is not, it's no accident that he took him there. I mean, but see, European American men always want to play around with these guns, like these guns are toys. But we can't bring that little boy back. We need more African American detectives, police, and attorneys, so that these European American children, so their parents can start going to prison too when they hurt their children. Because at the end of the day, that 14-year-old boy should not have been at the gun range. And his dad's not going to do any jail time, no prison time for that little boy getting killed. But she's paranoid schizophrenic, but she's going to never get out the penitentiary. Look at this. Let me show you the rest of it.
It's been over the years and leading in the very days leading up to this.
Prosecutors also believe she actually let her 5th child, a 7-year-old boy who was also in the home at the time of the murders, go. He was a child she had by another man. They also believe she faked a suicide attempt.
I mean, there's really no words for what was witnessed. I mean, you could see with the responding officers all these years later, and, you know, their emotion, and it's like it was yesterday for them.
Shay Arthur, WREG, News Channel 3.
Attorneys say that they have spoken with the child's father and that he was satisfied with the verdict. Gardner will be sentenced at the end of next month.
But where the daddies at before the moms kill them? You know, whether it be a black mom killed the kids or a white mom, where they daddies at? Where the daddies at? I mean, he's fine with her getting time, but where was he truly at when this was going on? So family members and friends, if you got people in your family or you got friends, check on the kids more. That's what we need to start doing. I mean, it's no way. When I was growing up, We had a village to raise us. It was no way that this was going to happen because everybody needs to start being spiritually responsible for these kids and not just leave these kids. Look at this sick woman. My soul is hurting just to look at her posture. I mean, the way she's sitting. This woman had no business with 4 kids, and they knew that she had some form of severe schizophrenia. There's no way. And we're all accountable for stuff like this. And this biasness just needs to stop. I know the European American father that lost his 14-year-old boy that he had at the gun range, but see, he gets that white privilege. Because me, he would have did time for that because that little boy had no business at the gun range. When you take your son or daughter to the gun range, you are putting their life at risk, whether the child is white or black. But this is continuance. It's on and on. Parents killing their children. We need some sort of, you know how we have like the suicide hotline where people can call if they're thinking about committing suicide. We need something like that. And this may sound crazy, but I have thought about this over a month ago where there's some kind of hotline that moms, dads, or guardians could call if they ever feel like they're going to harm their children in any way, whether they're seeing things or they're losing their temper, where there's like a hotline to call, because at this point, there have been so many children harmed, it wouldn't hurt to think about taking other measures so the kids can be protected. But my heart goes out to all those children that passed. I mean, that's a lot of children. And all of their lives are valuable. But the biasness in America, she's schizophrenic. She should be in a mental institution. That's really where she should be. That woman's sick. But why is it in America when black women get diagnosed, well, we know what it is. It's institutionalized racism. But when black women get diagnosed with something, there's this contradiction. Well, she's diagnosed, she's paranoid schizophrenia, but no, she knew what she was doing. No, she did it on purpose. No, she planned it. That needs to stop. Yet, you can take your 14-year-old handsome little European American boy to the gun range and not be held accountable for it. This beautiful little boy is gone. I didn't see this lady children's, but I'm quite sure her children are beautiful also. Her 5th child lived of this black woman. So the father is saying she should do time. Well, where was he? I mean, where was he? I don't know if he's the father of the other kids. No, I think they mentioned that the father of the 5th child, I guess that child had a different dad. I don't know. Let's get this right. I want to, because I hate, not hate, dislike. I take that word out of y'all vocabulary too. I try to really control that word. Hate is a strong word.
Multiple count. Guilty on multiple counts.
Okay.
A judge reached a verdict today saying Shanithia Gardner was able to appreciate the culpability of her actions when she stabbed her 4 young children to death.
This verdict rejects her defense team's argument that she was insane at the time and wasn't fully aware of her actions. WREG's Shay Arthur spoke with prosecutors about the case.
Really, this case came down to what was Gardner's mental state at the time of those killings. It's a heartbreaking case that has gripped so many across the
Oh, they use that too. What was her mental state at the time of the killings? What is your mental state overall when you have paranoid schizophrenia? I mean,
for several years now. Today, prosecutors in the case telling me they're pleased with the verdict.
And we're really happy to get justice for Yazi, Sabi, Sai, and
see,
Talon.
they're happy to
Four
get
little
justice
lives,
for
a
her.
5-month-old, 2-year-old, 3-year-old, and 4-year-old brutally taken by their mother.
Oh my goodness. They are so adorable, y'all. Look.
When she stabbed her 4 young children to death.
This verdict rejects her defense team's argument that she was insane at the time and wasn't fully aware of her actions.
Oh my goodness. Look at
WRG
these 4
Shay Arthur
beautiful
spoke with
children.
prosecutors about the case.
Really, this case came down to what was Gardner's mental state at the time of those killings. It's a heartbreaking case that has gripped so many across the Mid-South for several years now. Today, prosecutors in the case telling me they're pleased with the verdict.
And we're really happy to get justice for Yazi, Sabi, Sai, and Talon.
4 little lives, a 5-month-old, 2-year-old, 3-year-old, and 4-year-old brutally taken by their mother, Shinithia Gardner, in 2016. Gardner looked down, emotionless, as Judge James Lammy read his decision. The verdict.
Yeah, I mean, she's looking down emotionless because she's in a lot of pain. But see, her children get justice because there's no white privilege. So those prosecutors, those European American prosecutors, are making sure that she go away forever for what she did to those babies. But where is the justice for the 14-year-old European American little boy that was taken to the gun range by his dad? Where is his justice? All these kids need justice, especially when the parents are pretty much doing this and this was preventable. I mean, they shouldn't be allowing no child at the gun range, but I apologize because I didn't realize. I wear glasses too, y'all. And so I didn't realize that the photo of the beautiful babies were on there. So I hope this helps. So at the end of the day, like I said, my idea is that maybe we develop at some point some sort of hotline where, just like we have the suicide hotline, when people feel like they want to kill themselves, maybe we need something like that for parents when they feel like they want to kill their children. I mean, it's unfortunate that we live in a world where it has to go that far, but hey, we need something. Because at the end of the day, all of these cute boys and girls, no matter what race they are being murdered by their own parents. They're being killed by the people that bring them here. So dads need to get more involved, and we need more people to start checking on the kids. And it's so sad because, I'm a single mom and I pretty much do it on my own. Very little help. I'm spiritually strong and I know better. And once you kill anybody, no matter who it is, whether it be your child, your friend, your relative, your spouse, you can't, a boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever it is, you can't bring them back. You can't bring them back. However, I feel like a lot of these red flags be there before these babies are killed, and more just needs to be done. I mean, hopefully one day we can get a hotline. I mean, that was just an idea that I came up with. I don't know what would be the process of doing that. I also have worked on creating a national safety plan for people that are harmed, kidnapped, things like that. I wrote out some things for that, but I don't know. Maybe I need to make some calls. I mean, I don't know. It's just the idea that I came up with. Like, would these children still be alive if the parents had somebody to call? Like, hello, 1-800 kill my kids. Hello, hello, you there? You there? Yeah. Oh, my name is I don't know. I don't even want to say no name. I don't want to put no bad on nobody's name. My name is KT. I don't know. Let's just make up a name. My name is KT, and I got 8 kids here. Who you got 8 kids? Yeah, I got 8 kids here, and I'm getting ready to off all of them. I can't stand them. I can't do it no more. They bad as heck. You know, we need a line like that where parents can call. Or, hello, I don't, like I said, I don't want to say nobody's name because I don't want to get offended. But just make up a name. Like, I'm a mom, and I'm at such and such address, and I'm in this state, and could somebody please come save my kids because I feel like I want to harm them. We need a 800 number. Just like, I never called a suicide line, but I'm just thinking if you call the 1-800 suicide line or whatever. I remember I even heard of, they had a number for male abusers to call, something men abuse, like to help men that feel like they want to beat you up that night or something. I don't know. But I'm just trying to think of things that could help. You know what I mean? So anyway, so if you want, please like, share, and subscribe. And thank you so much.